Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy were paired together for day one of the PGA Championship today. And the results were in very different directions. Tiger started out piping hot, looked great, looked like vintage Tiger, but then the end of his round was filled with bogeys and blips and a noticeable limp, and Tiger politely asking a cameraman to give him some space. The numbers on your screen, not great. Frankly, wasn't at all good in any way, shape, or form. Woods finished the day with an uninspiring +4. He was disappointed. It was a very difficult watch. On the flip side, Rory was on fire. He played brilliantly. All eyes were on Tiger and McIlroy, and Rory simply rocked and rolled. McIlroy finished his round at 5 under. Rory was piping hot, picking up where he left off after an incredible final round at Augusta. The birdie putt on the final hole of the afternoon was just gorgeous. Rory himself was fired up how he played, telling the media after that he carried that aforementioned momentum from the Masters, and this hot start allows him to be aggressive off the tee. Rory was locked in and looked like someone primed to win the PGA Championship on CBS this weekend. Tiger, on the other hand, is going to have to scrap and claw to see the weekend. So that was Nick Saban last night at an Alabama event. He called Texas A&M cheaters. He accused Jimbo Fisher of buying players and thus buying the #1 recruiting class in America. He ripped his commercial partner, Deion Sanders, for buying players. Saban even ripped Miami basketball for buying players. Said it's in the paper. You can look it up. Nick Saban is a genius in doing this. How he said it, where he said it. Nick Saban was telling Alabama boosters to join the new world. Saban wasn't really ripping everyone else. He was putting his own people on notice for this new and frankly amazing wild, wild west when it comes to players getting compensated for name, image, and likeness, as they should. Look, Nick Saban can deliver, obviously, an amazing recruiting class. They've had the #1 recruiting class in 10 of the previous 12 years until this year when Texas A&M beat them out and Bama was #2. Saban certainly ruffled feathers when he said that Bama did NIL rights. I mean, Bryce Young nearly made $2 million, as he should. But of course, the one danger for Saban making these comments, there's no way that any major college program is totally clean. And you better hope that you don't live in a glass house while you're throwing stones. Well, Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher called an impromptu press conference today to respond, and wow, did he respond. First and foremost, good for Jimbo. He is, in fact, the first former Saban assistant to beat him while Saban has been in Alabama. And while there's no doubt in my mind, as we said, Saban brilliantly played chess and got the attention of Saban's alum and boosters and local businesses in Alabama, Fisher today had all eyes on him. And going scorched earth on Nick Saban was needed and awesome. He called Nick Saban a narcissist. He said Saban thinks he's God. And he challenged reporters to dig into Nick Saban's past. Jimbo Fisher called Saban despicable multiple times and disgraceful. Fisher said he learned how to do things the right way from being with Bobby Bowden at Florida State. And there's a reason why he never rejoined Nick Saban after he worked for him at LSU before Saban left for the Miami Dolphins. And you heard it. Fisher said Saban called him after the comments and he didn't pick up the phone and said the relationship is done. This was next level. Welcome to the world of NIL. The NCAA has no power over it. There's little regulation or control. Fisher didn't break any rules. What happened, what has happened across the board, it's legal. It's allowed. Good for Saban, good for Fisher, great for the athletes who forever watch everyone else profit from their name, image, and likeness. There's no doubts that Nick Saban was trying to get the attention of the right people in Alabama. No doubt, in my opinion, what he was trying to do. I think that he's a genius. He was sending a message to his people not to become dinosaurs as the landscape moves fast and furious in college athletics. But Fisher went scorched earth, and good for him. Texas A&M versus Alabama is going to be off the charts on October the 8th, and the most anticipated post-game handshake and reaction in the history of the sports. Needless to say, an all-around impressive Game 1 win of the Western Conference Finals by the Warriors last night. Wigs! My guy, Andrew Wiggins, phenomenal. Needed on offense early and just excellence on defense on Luka Doncic and company. And listen, the first half was interesting because Golden State took a major lead, and frankly, the Splash Brothers didn't come to play in the first half, but the defense, that block by Draymond was awesome. The energy was unbelievable. Wiggins, the guy has all the talent in the world, former number 1 overall pick, got that mega deal, goes to Golden State, realizes his potential. He was the best player all the way around for 4 quarters, and then it gave Steph Curry some time to get NBA Jam, he's on fire kind of hot in the third quarter last night. And listen, I thought this performance, the way they played on defense against Luka, the energy with Steph, the shimmy, Draymond Green with the screaming after the block, riding the momentum of the crowd. I thought that was a statement. And look, Dallas is going to win a game or 2 or 3 in this series. The Luka Doncic is going to go off at some point. But we stressed yesterday how much we loved Golden State going in, and they didn't even play their best on offense in the first half, and they destroyed the Dallas Mavericks. This was a non-competitive sporting event by the midway point of the third quarter. Shows you the overall coaching, the star power, the role players. Looney was excellent early. This was a major statement last night by the Golden State Warriors. Needless to say, Jason Tatum is going to be better tonight in game number 2. My worry level when it comes to the Celtics on a scale of 1 to 10 is 0. I think this was as bad as it gets for Tatum when you consider how atrocious he was in the second half and, frankly, specifically in the third quarter. And Boston has dealt with adversity all postseason, all season, when you consider how they started off slow and then the calendar flipped to 2022, best team in the NBA. And great major breaking news. Al Horford has been cleared to play. That is gigantic. Marcus Smart is going to play. This is huge for the Boston Celtics. I'm telling you right now, you can color me absolutely stunned if Boston loses this game. I picked Boston to win this series. Very disappointed, as you know, what happened in game number 1, considering they had the lead. Injuries, lack of availability, not an excuse. Listen, Smart can certainly D up on Jimmy Butler. I think Horford's going to make an impact. And Jason Tatum tonight is going to be the best player on the floor for Boston in a game number 2 win. I love Todd Bowles, and I'm thrilled for him, and he's an upgrade over Bruce Arians, but needless to say, fair or unfair, ton of pressure on Todd Bowles and the Bucks this season. Look, Tom Brady's going to turn 45 years old before week number 1. He's got the mega deal with Fox. I will assume this is going to be the final year of Tom Brady's career. And listen, obviously, he was number 2 for MVP last year. I love the Russell Gage pickup. I love how they brought back Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette. This team is locked and loaded. I just think that New Orleans is excellent, and they had a phenomenal offseason. Todd Bowles, right guy, right time. He's buttoned up and meticulous just like Tom Brady. Byron Leftwich runs the offense. But because everyone knows about the Fox deal, a lot of pressure on the Buccaneers. I don't even think it's a lock they're going to end up winning the NFC South.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.